to get him into the flow of the game.
2nd and 3. Newt's had over 1,000 yards receiving last year, and they'll try the reverse. Fred Lee wrapped up around the 44-yard line. That's one of the new guys up front, Adolphus Washington, the sophomore out of Cincinnati.
Little trickery here. You got a young defensive line for Ohio State. Let's see if we get him in the wrong direction. Adolphus Washington, number 92, makes a nice place.
The timeout, and they will stay in that formation. The direct snap to Bo Oliver, and he is bottled up at the 45. It looks like the push forward, and the spot will give him enough.
Short, which are easier calls.
Showing blitz off the edge. Oliver gets inside the 45. If he gets the 44, he's got the for Ohio State with the sophomore Spence and Washington outside, and the upperclassmen Hale and Bennett inside. Oliver running right, and drive hooking up Licata with Newts, and Alex is to the top of the screen. They will keep it on the ground and run it to the right. Oliver out across the 25, and he's close to that marker following Jakes, who could have a record-setting season of his own. He's got a shot at becoming their career rushing leader. Slipped and with his size and his strength when you saw him down on the field earlier.
I've only seen him on tape up until today. Went down to the field just to take a look at Bo Oliver.
With an extra defensive back, the draw to Oliver, nowhere to go, runs right into Shazier.
We talked about Ryan Shazier before the game. He's the playmaker on this
schedule, and what appears they will be the favorites to win them all up to the Michigan game at the end of the year as Licata throws it into the carpet. Defensively, one of the most talked about Buckeyes locally is Licata taken down in the backfield by Noah Spence, in a position that used to be called the Leo, but they've renamed it the Viper.
Absolutely, and if you're this Ohio State defense, you've got to try to get your best of
all their dollar package. They've only got one backer out there, Shazier, and the rush coming at Licata, who fires deep downfield. And they already scored 11 touchdowns for Buffalo last year, the second most receiving TDs in school history. Licata with Spence bearing down on him, gets the pass away, and a first down for Buffalo to the tight end Mason. From him, he'll actually step out to the edge here. And the give right up the middle, and Shazier and Grant were right there waiting as Bennett brought the pressure. And Newts wide right. Licata looking that way. Pressure from Shazier up the middle and thrown into Noakes a year ago.
And you can see the athleticism of Shazier to change the direction, makes Licata get rid of the ball before he would like to. But again, they're setting up these third depth chart, and you still have a 1,000-yard running back behind them in Jordan Hall.
Ryan Shazier in for Buffalo. And a team with some high expectations of their own this year as the catch is made by Jimmy Gordon.
Early on, Buffalo did a really
back out on the field after
replay first down.
Shazier tops in the Big Ten last year in tackles for loss. He had 115 tackles to lead the Buckeyes and the most solo tackles last year for an Ohio State defender in 10 years. On his way to all Big Ten honors. And certainly get a lot of preseason pub as the top defender in the league this year. Oliver. The Buckeye defense has done a solid job keeping him under wraps for the most part. Christian Bryant coming up from the secondary. 18
here. This year they'll be playing 60 snaps a game. How will they handle that? And they've done pretty good so far today.
Good job that time by Oliver. Should have been taken down in the backfield and get. Well, on the third down play here, Wendy, they go direct to Oliver, right up the middle, and the push, and he's got it into Buckeye territory. To use a timeout here, which is a new rule. They could have kept him in the game. Instead, it's Anthony Taylor as Licata gets sacked.
Linebackers.
Newts goes wide left. Four-man rush for the Buckeyes, and drilling forward to get the first down yardage is Brand. Back as Licata goes under center. Newts wide right. The play action, and they'll throw back to Campbell on the wheel right, and he's got it inside the 10, the 5. And the fullback to the left of the quarterback, and Oliver will follow him off the left side. Grant got down and got a foot and tugged him out of there and hung on as Bryant came up. They stretch the field again with 4 receivers. Licata fumbles the snap, and down he goes. And the Buckeye defense with the...
It looked like they were running off the right side of that line. We talked about their veterans to the right side. Carlson.
Highly recruited, coming into Ohio State, sat behind that terrific defensive line from a year ago as Alex Zordich is now on at quarterback and gets the handoff to Oliver out across. Those non-conference games that the league couldn't haul in last year, they're going to have to get some of those this year.
Know that Northwestern has some playmakers. They have some guys that can hit home runs. Kane Coulter, Venrick Mark, those are guys you have to keep your eye on. And Northwestern is expected to be a much improved team, starting off at number 22, but if they stay hot and get on a...
Taylor, who was a high school teammate of Braxton Miller's, and Huber Heights gets the call. Out to the 29-yard line. They were teammates at Wayne. He is related, by the way, to the